key components that we can see. The first one is this one here. This is the Harrison A6 air compressor, air conditioning compressor. And just to the side, you can see the I think it's a high pressure aircon valve, and also over here the low pressure side of the system, I believe. Well, welcome everybody. Just got XJS back, collected from the garage, and a lot of servicing work done, but predominantly air conditioning work actually. The air conditioning last year decided to lose all of its gas quite unexpectedly on the way to Silverstone, the Silverstone Festival of 2025, where we had XJS 50th celebrations. We were on display. Car lost all its gas, and so I attempted to top it up and check basic functionality, and there's a video on that where I stepped through what I did. Car went in for servicing, asked them to look at the air conditioning system, the Delanare 3 system, just because the fans and the flaps were behaving quite erratic, and just asked them to check it over, make sure it's okay. And they identified that the reason why the car had lost all of its R134A gas was due to a major leak with the Harrison A6 compressor, the air conditioning compressor. Not unheard of. It is possible sometimes to get some spare parts for that unit, but actually, given the general condition of the original Harrison A6 air conditioning unit, a decision was made to go source a reconditioned Harrison A6 compressor. So if you think about it, the system's already been converted to R134A. That was done maybe 12, maybe 14 years ago. But the Harrison A6 unit, that was still original. So anyway, a decision was made to go and source a rebuilt unit. It wasn't cheap, so that was duly fitted. The system was regassed and tested, and then we went to collect XJS, and lo and behold, it came out the garage, and the whole system had lost all of its air conditioning gas, the R134A. So that was quite embarrassing for the guys, but it is what it is, right? So out came the replacement Harrison A6 unit, and a decision was then subsequently made to upgrade to the Sanden S7 unit, or more precisely the Sanden 709 unit, which was actually fitted to 4-litre XJS, 4-litre XJ40, and also the 6-litre XJS V12. So a known good used Sanden 709 was sourced. And then we had some more challenges, right? And this is why XJS has been away for quite some time. It turns out that parts availability for the system and compatibility between lines going into the Harrison A6 compressor and also the Sanden 709, there's a few changes you have to make, and I'll cut through to some footage showing the old parts. Basically, there's replacement brackets because the Sanden unit is shorter than the A6 unit, so it means that some of the pipe work didn't fit. It also meant that we needed to source some slightly unusual aircon line sizes, so like a size 10 but a 3/8 hose, which is quite a rare thing. In the end, hydraulic shop had to make up the hose and attach the connectors and so on and so forth. So quite a lot of work done. It took the garage a while to find all of the parts to achieve this. So this is why XJS has been away for such a long time. So it's originally in for routine servicing and also just a check over the system. And so the car's actually been away for some 2.5 months. It's now 2/3 of the way through July, and yeah, we're just collecting a car now. But the great news is the car is the aircon is lovely and cold. We measured the temperature at the vents, so we're getting around 4 or 5 degrees, which is pretty good. The fans are settled down. I've got the system set on normal mode, and I've got the dial set to just over 70 Fahrenheit, and yeah, I'm getting a consistent blast of cold air from the front flaps. It's not blowing up against the front windscreen like it normally does. So so far so good. I mean, I've only been driving the car for maybe half an hour, but I could definitely sense a difference there. So long may that continue. We're currently on the M1 heading southbound, and yeah, the car's good, responsive. Nice torquey V12. It hasn't obviously got the torque of my supercharged S-Type R, but remember, this is a 5.3 naturally aspirated V12. Quite a different driving experience compared to the later S-Type 4.2 supercharged V8, right? But it's great. It's really analog, and I love it. You know, this car is one of my favorite cars, right? I'm very fortunate in that I've got a number of Jaguars, and this one and the S-Type R, even XJ4, they're all different, right? I even took out X356, my diesel, first time in over 3 weeks, and again, just a different proposition. And I'm just very fortunate to have these cars for different use cases, and yeah, I'm very lucky. And for this car, you know, I do most of my own work, right? But for XJS, just because I don't have so much knowledge concerning the older cars, I've got a really good garage up in Colville, and they're Jag specialists, and they're not cheap, but they know what they're doing, and I'm happy. They've looked after this car for, let me think now, I got this car 2007, 2000, yeah, they've been working on it since 2008. So that's quite impressive, and this is why, you know, the car runs so well. It's just been regularly maintained. It's never wanted for anything. It's had a number of modifications that I wanted to do to my specification, just to set this car up how I like it. It won't suit everybody, but it's just how I like it, and that's just one of the fortuitous things that I've been able to do with this car. So there you are. That's pretty much it. You know, XJS, it's coming home. The World Cup isn't coming home, unfortunately, but XJS definitely is. So I'm really pleased. I'm just making my way home now. I'm just on cruise control, just happily cruising down the M1, and yeah, I'm sure I'll be making another video very soon, probably featuring XJ40. We're still working through that. And possibly a review of the 3-litre S-Type Sport as well. I've still not done that, just been too busy. So plenty of content coming along very soon. If you've been following along with my various cars, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for subscribing and liking my videos. It does actually mean a lot to me, and I just hope that other people benefit from what goes well and doesn't go so well with my cars. So until the next video, thanks a lot.